Hey guys, so it's the next day, obviously. You can already see microworms climbing the side of the container. So, goes to show like just how easy these guys are. Also wanted to do an update on the flower and the mites thing with my brindles. So I'm gonna open up one of these. And you can see lots of dead mites. Like all of this brown is mite bodies, and unfortunately this container got tipped over, so all of the bodies kind of fell out. But definitely seems to be working. There's still mites, you know, down in the substrate. But what I'm gonna do is chuck this flour and get rid of all these bodies and put fresh flour in. I'm just going to keep doing that, and we'll see if we can't get these mites taken care of. But seems to be working. One thing I wanted to note is if you're doing this, you need to not feed the worms, because obviously if there's food in there, the mites are going to be going after the food instead of the flour, and that's something I didn't think of. And so it would have worked a lot better had I not had other food source in here. But I'm gonna work on cleaning these cultures out and putting more flour in there. And then I have to do water changes, and I might show you a sneak peek of some fish going up for sale. I have to get pictures taken before I can list them online, so might put them in a video, and anyone that's interested can contact me through Facebook. My Facebook page is linked on my YouTube page, my YouTube channel and all that. And I'll list it in the description and all that. But yeah, got some fish that need to go. One thing is, please don't please don't contact me wanting to buy fish unless you are able to pay for those fish. It's a little annoying when I have to spend time, you know, talking with people about buying fish and then am promised payment and I never get that payment. So be forewarned, I only accept PayPal or payment via credit or debit card. I can send you an invoice and you can pay with a credit or debit card if you do not have a PayPal account, but I do not accept money orders or any other form of payment outside of PayPal or invoice, which you can pay with a credit or debit card. So I'm gonna get started. Got to do water change on the goldfish. Need to clean up again, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. Okay, water changes are done on the jars. I still have tanks to do, but today I'm feeding this deliciousness. This is frozen raw salmon that I grated over a grater to make small pieces, and then it's mixed with bloodworms, which is why it's got that color. So I already fed the bettas, the jarred bettas, but I will show you feeding the rubra. Let's see if we can get them to come out. There's some little guys. There's 3 right there. There's one little guy hanging out right here in the front. And then the big boys were just out too. Oh, there's one, you can barely see him because of all the crap, but there's one right there by the rock. I think I have 2 females. These ones with the really visible horizontal stripe are usually females, and the ones that are pale usually are males. This guy back here is one of my adult males, I think. Oh, he disappeared. Let's see, like that one, I'm pretty sure that one's a female, and you see the one in the house with the spotty face, that's a male. So, at least that's how I've sexed them in the past. We'll see if that actually holds out for these guys, but they're doing pretty good. So, this is really good to feed. For conditioning and stuff. I've lost my pipette because the salmon's full of like oil and fat and stuff. So you can feed it to babies, you can feed it to adults. So pretty good stuff. You can use raw salmon. I just had these frozen fillets in the freezer, so I'm using that. You can see them eating. Oh, see? Fighting over it. Even the guppies could probably eat a little bit of this. Grating it and then stirring it up kind of breaks up into little bitty pieces, so even the really small guppies can take bites of it. So let's see who else I can feed. These guys are all fat. I'll show you who I have for sale in a minute if they'll cooperate. I just changed their water, so sometimes after a water change they're kind of lazy on the bottom like this guy is. So they don't show off very well, but let's go feed the Patoti, and then I'll show you some of the sailfish. Okay, not sure how well the salmon will be received. I'm gonna move the light so it's easier to see these guys. Look at those cute faces. Not sure how well this is going to be received because the salmon's kind of broken up into really small pieces, and these guys are big, but the bloodworms will be popular. They like it. And when you mix it in the water, I think it kind of makes the water, this water in the cup, like an attractant. Yeah, they like that. I should have grated a big piece for Susie. I didn't think about it. That's a really cheap food source you might consider if you have a lot of fish. The amount of salmon I grated into here was like maybe a tablespoon worth, maybe a little bit more. Definitely not a lot, and it's fed pretty much all my fish. Now, yeah, I did mix it with bloodworms. If I hadn't mixed it with bloodworms, I'd need to probably use more than that, but definitely an economical option. I just love these guys when they're all swimming together. They kind of remind me of snakeheads or chana. Look at his blue cheeks. Turn around. Oh, I can't see him now. But anyway, they remind me a little bit of snakeheads or chana. The way they move and stuff, and I think that's one of the reasons I like big wild bettas so much, is because I think those are just so cool. And they're illegal in the US. All snakehead species are illegal. So while I can definitely drive down to the Potomac River and fish out a great northern snakehead, those are not as pretty as the ornate snakehead species, and that's what these guys kind of remind me of. So I think I am going to take another pair out of this tank to spawn. get some babies going. I remembered that Cheeky's is going to be out of quarantine pretty soon, and that'll leave that 29 gallon that would be a perfect grow out tank for Patoti fry. So that's my plan. So let's see, we can feed, I've got so much left over, we can feed some goldfish. Now this is not something you want to feed goldfish every day, but once a week or so you can give them something that's a little bit higher in protein. And what I'll do is tomorrow I'll harvest duckweed from my tanks, and they'll get duckweed to eat for a couple days, so it kind of evens out the protein and the veggie content. I already gave Cheeky some. I would have put that on camera too. And we'll stick some in here for little red guy. Little red guy. He does not have a name. He doesn't see it. He'll find it later. Susie wants some. Ooh, okay. Figured out that I could feed my worms flakes. Duh. So I gave them some fish flakes yesterday, and they're a lot happier. I wish I could get a culture of these going. But yeah, I moistened it down a little bit for them and put some fish food in. And I had the whole top covered, and that's all that's left, so they were definitely hungry. I have to do some more research and see if I can't get a colony of red wigglers going, because those would be awesome, not only for Susie but for the bettas. Let's see if she'll eat this. Sometimes she won't eat stuff that's really small. Oh, there she goes. Alright, I'm gonna take the rest of this upstairs and feed the upstairs fish, and do an update on the new orange guy. I had picked a name out for him, and then someone put another name in the comments that I really like. So when I go upstairs, I'll tell you what the names are, the name I picked out and the name that was in the comments. And I'm going to let you guys vote which name you like better, because I like them both equally. So let's go look at sailfish, and then we'll go upstairs. Okay, now we're going to look at some fish I have for sale that I'll be listing up on my Facebook page, Moon River Bettas, in the next couple days. As I said before, if you're interested, please, by all means, contact me on my Facebook page, and we can arrange shipping. I can only ship in the continental US. But please, again, you know, unless you actually have the money and you're ready to seriously buy, please don't waste my time, because I have so much more to do than, you know, have someone lead me along for several days saying they're going to buy a fish and then just not buy it. So that rant aside, let's look at some fish. So first is this female. She's a little pale, but in person she's bright green. She has those yellow fins. She looks kind of blue when she's pale. She's about to flare. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And I actually already have her listed up. She's $25. Excellent for any kind of half moon breeding program. She's amazing. The only reason I'm letting her go is I just have so many fish I want to spawn, and I have to make decisions because I can't spawn them all. So I bought her with the intention to breed her, but just ended up that I'm not going to use her. She's not quite what I want for my breeding program, so my loss is your gain. This female is also available only to a breeder. She would go with her sibling male, which I'll show you in a minute. She's blue right now, but she carries marble. When I bought her, she was blue and white marble. And her fins have been damaged, but I can provide pictures of her fins from before she sustained spawn damage. But she and her brother are a proven pair, and they will be sold together for 30 bucks. Let's see. My Dumbos might be for sale. This is the purple female who's very pale right now. And then this mustard gas female. As you can see, both of them have sustained a little bit of spawn damage. They would go as a trio with this male who's purple. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that this male is an egg eater. He's eaten eggs at least twice, but I've known fish to eat eggs at one place and then get moved to a new environment and be great dads, so I have no problem selling him as a breeder with those two females, and that trio would be 50 bucks, which is a bargain compared to what I paid. And these are all Indonesian fish. Let's see, not getting rid of any of these. Not getting rid of my smaragdina yet. These guys are for sale. I also want to mention that all of these, the proceeds are going to the Eastern Betta Society. So all of these fish are donations. I'm not making any money off of these fish. But have this male who is just gorgeous. He's, chilling out right now, but his colors are just insane. And I have a female on the other side that'll go with him. Have this cute kind of yellowy guy with a little bit of green on his body. Very big boy. Very pretty. There they go, they're flaring. They've been uncarded for a while now, which is why they're kind of tired. Beautiful fish. This female is blue, white, or red, white, and blue, and she's gonna go with a male. I'll show you on the other side. A little freaked out from the flashlight. This male is a koi, but he's marbled, so now he's mostly red. Another really big fish. These two, the yellow and the red boy, are $15 each. And then these placots that are going to be sold as pairs will be sold for $25 a pair. So keep that in mind. Look at these guys flaring. These aren't for sale, but I just thought I'd show them off. They're so pretty. Okay, let's go around to the other side. Let's see. This blue male will be for sale. He's not for sale yet, but he will be for sale with a matching sibling female. Proven breeder. This is the male that I said would go with that blue half moon female. As you can see, his fins have also been damaged and are growing back, but he's a gorgeous fish, and both of them could produce show winners. Again, I don't think I'm gonna have time to spawn them before they get too old to spawn. Look at his pretty white lips. So I'd rather them go to someone who can make use of them than them sitting on my shelf. And then all of these guys are for sale as well. So this guy who's still pigging down on some salmon, gorgeous green and white marble, will be sold with this, where is she? This female, who's his sibling, and she's pure white. Very pretty. This yellow koi, which I'm probably insane for getting rid of because he is super nice, but he's going to be sold with this female, a red koi. And then this is the male that's going to be sold with the red, white, and blue female I showed on the other side. He's kind of blue with orange fins. Of course, he's not going to cooperate right now. These guys are all full. There you go. You can see his fins a little bit. And then this little white female will go with that multicolor blue and orange and white male that's on the other side. So very pretty fish. So that's what I have. As I said, the plakat pairs, $25 a pair. And that's my private buying price. These will be also listed on the Eastern Betta Society auction Facebook page. And their starting bids are going to be more than that. They're going to be probably $30 or $35 per pair. And then those single fish. So if you're interested, you know, let me know. Get them before they get listed. I can ship multiple fish in a box. I ship priority, I ship express. There's no live arrival guarantees unless you pay for express shipping. But all that, you know, we can work out privately if you're actually interested. So this guy's flaring a little bit. Show him off. I really don't want to get rid of him, so you know, if you want a really nice blue marble half moon pair to work with, to breed, grab these guys before I change my mind, because I might change my mind on him and his girlfriend. So that's all. These guys are definitely not going anywhere. And I don't think I have anything else that's going to be for sale anytime soon. Maybe some placats down the road from my placat spawn, but I'm sending them to shows first, so. Alright. We'll go upstairs and feed the fish upstairs and play the what are we gonna name the orange fish game. This boy's looking mighty red. Bet they're gonna start spawning soon. I think I'm gonna set up a grow out tank in one of the 10 gallons downstairs for their babies. And then once Susie is out of the quarantine tank, I'll move them into that 29 gallon. So anyway, let's see how they like salmon. Not very many big pieces left, but they think it's pretty good. And we'll give Mama some. Or I guess I should call her Grandma now. Where is she? She's right over here. Hey, Grandma. Definitely 125 million% sure I'm gonna move her tomorrow and set up the guppy tank. I know I've been saying that for like a week now, but I'm definitely gonna do it. Definitely. So that means probably not. We'll just have to see if I can stay on task tomorrow and not get sidetracked. Here's my hand for a visual on how big she is. She's ginormous. Alright, finally, Mr. Big Boy. Now, someone, or actually two people that have very good eyes, brought up the fact that it looks like his scales are sticking out. Now, they're not. If you look him down from the top, his scales are fine. I think it's just he's so big that his scales look abnormal, but he's definitely not pine coning or anything, and you can see he's a lot more active than he was yesterday. So, oops, dropped my thing. Let's see how he likes salmon. He's too busy trying to get over there to the Patoti. He's not even looking. Go eat your food. But he's looking a lot better today. I think he just needed to settle in. Looks like a piece of wisteria came loose. I'll have to replant that. But look how much the limnophilia grew. Like, this stuff is gonna go crazy in this plant because it's grown like an inch or 2 inches in like a day, something like that. Go eat your food. I'm wondering if the light doesn't bother him, and maybe that's why he tends to hide. So I'm gonna take that one light off and see how he likes it like that. But, I mean, he's pooping. His poop looks normal. He's eating. So, hopefully he's not sick. The only thing I can really do is keep an eye on him. He's already been quarantined by the last person who owned him, so. Go get your salmon. Oh, so, names. I had settled on a name last night. I was like, I really like this name. It's going to be perfect. And then I was reading comments this morning and someone else came up with a name that I like just as much. So now I'm back to square one on names. So I'm going to let you guys vote and we'll see which name is the most popular. So the name I came up with was Angus, for Angus Young, who is a guitarist for AC/DC. A lot of my fish have rock star names. I have Ziggy Stardust, which is, you know, a David Bowie nickname. I have Keith Moon, who is, I think, the drummer for The Who, if I remember correctly. I've had Bowie. I've had Sondheim, which isn't a rock star, but if you like musical theater, you know who Sondheim is. Oh, who else? Mick Jagger. I've had Joe Cooper. I've had Freddie Mercury. Had a lot of rock star names, so I liked Angus Young for this guy. Angus kind of fits his face and personality, which of course he's hiding right now. So I really like that name. I'd call him Angus, but his full name would be Angus Young. The other name that someone came up with, and I'm sorry I can't remember your username right now, but you know who you are, came up with Winston, kind of like Winston Churchill, because you know Winston Churchill was like a big guy and he always had a cigar in his mouth, and I mentioned this guy looks like he should have a cigar in his mouth. So I like Winston or Churchill for this guy, so either Angus Young or Winston Churchill. You guys can vote. Let me know in the comments which name you think is better. And that will be his name. And whichever name I don't use, I'm definitely going to use for another fish. So, if we look more at the plants, you can see all the plants just in the last few days have new growth. The wisteria has new leaves. The Anubias sent up a new leaf. The Hygrophila compacta, or I keep calling it compacta, it's Coriumbosa. It's got new leaves coming up. The poor, sad Amazon sword in the back is looking way better. And then, as I said, these things are just growing crazy. So, and my betta bulb is sprouting. Look at that. Pest snail. Ooh, I better grab him out before I forget. So at least one of them's sprouting. to see about the other ones. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know, what's this guy's name? Is it Angus or is it Winston? And hopefully we can get him settled in more and he'll be more fun to look on camera. So, alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow.